guys, welcome. I was out hanging out with the sun and I was called to set up this message. So let's see what's happening. We're gonna start off with the feminine. I didn't know I was going to be here. So nice hanging out with the sun, and you know, especially in times like this, like the sun is how we can recharge also. We can spend time out there with the moon and the sky, and with the sun in the sky and Mother Earth. We're healing and we're free and we're expanding and we're understanding. It's a blessing and a gift, and that's why I'm really excited to continue to see where we're going to move forward in restoring the elements of the earth back within our lives, especially if you live within a metropolis and a city where we're watching the earth be wiped out. It's going to be nice to see her come back. And she is coming back. We know that. I'm sure many of you have seen your Facebook posts. She's working on herself while we work on ourselves. And it's going to be beneficial for both of us because we know we're connected. She is one true beauty. And she means everything to me, Mother Earth. I'm her daughter. I'm also her nurturer, which makes me a mothering energy to her. We are equal. And we are one. And I appreciate her very much. All right, let's see. And I love this that the sun came here and sent me to get a message for La Luna. We're making connections from our anxiety and facing our fears. We're making connections of the light. We're lifting the darkness with our connections. And these are emotional connections. They mean something. Because we feel like home with these connections. These are our connections to home, and they make us feel like home, and they make us feel like true self, and they make us feel connected and alive. And we don't feel like we need to be alone and that the world is against us, that everything has to hurt, that we have to be in fear of our pain. We've moved to a space now where we are looking forward to our connections, to our happiness, to our joy, to our celebrations. We are definitely working through the threes, and it's connected to the 10 of Swords. So we're going to let it go. We're going to let it go. That's what we're doing here. We're going to just let it go because of the connections we've made through the 3 of Cups. Body, mind, soul, masculine, feminine, child. The heavens and earth through us. Okay, there's still more to go. Yeah. And now we're going to deal with our heartbreak by connecting to the stars. And we do so. We set ourselves free. Judgment. We know what judgment is connected to. Judgment is connected to our truth and setting the feminine energy free. And that's what we're doing. We're setting the feminine energy free. We're connecting to the heavens to do so. This is beautiful, and this is where we are. We're at the 9 of Wands, and we're moving forth to the 8 as we expand. And there's the Queen of Cups, and we know she's helping us right now. The Queen of Cups is helping us to go within and do the work we need to do, to nurture ourselves and to heal this broken heart. To do this, she's helping us with this whole transformation right now. Because right now, it's about going within and connecting to the cups. We need to use her to connect to the cups and set ourselves free. Through nurturing, through loving the child, through creation, through creating anew, through our connection to the divine, through our connection to the gifts, through our connection to our intuition, through our connection to the all, through our connection to the Merkaba, This is right now connected to the Merkaba, and we're going forth to the Ten of Pentacles through the Nine of Cups. And this has to do with the patterning that we are creating. This has to do with the patterning we are creating, okay, guys? With the Queen of Cups, we're going to apply our truth with the King of Swords. We balance our karmic scales. Voila, and that's through our reflection from within to without. We've created love from fear, and it's authentic love. It's unconditional love. It's real love. It's love that can love in the dark. It's love that can love in the light, and it's love that can heal and repair and mend and do the harder things as we face the shadows and shape shift the in-between. And we add color to the gray, and we come to life. And there's our Ten of Cups. And we're doing this through temperance. And that's the color that we are adding to our lives. Through the balance of the black and the white. Through facing our shadows and then creating with our authentic tune, our connection to the child and the divine, the rainbow light. Now let's see how we're expanding it with the masculine energy. Remember, Justice is blind. She isn't seeing her reflection from the mirror. She's seeing it from within. She's created love within. And now we move forth and expand this with the Queen of Inspiration and the Emperor. And that is completely confirmed because right underneath Temperance is helping us with our alchemy. We're connecting to the Emperor. So here we are, we're expanding with the masculine energy through the Queen of Inspiration, and we know she's connected to the masculine. So we have, oh, and of course there's the Empress. So the Emperor, as we connect to the masculine, because now the energies are mixing. The feminine connects, because this is still the feminine deck. The feminine that we're using to represent the feminine energy. The feminine connects to the masculine, and through that connects to the Ace of Wands. We know that that is the masculine energy, but it's going to also be connected to the feminine, and there's the Empress. God and Goddess energy, counterparts, wholeness achieved. This is what we're after, and we did it from within. We did it from within. Okay. So, there is the Queen of Wands and the Emperor now. Connection to the feminine, the Queen, and the masculine. We know the fire energy. And the Emperor's right here. We're about to expand. Where are we going? Because we're expanding through us. And we're going to create a new color now. We're going to create a new color that's connected to the Ten of Cups. That's what they're showing me. This is a color that is connected to the Ten of Cups. What's happening here? Connected to our flame. Ooh. The Queen of Emotions, the Queen of Cups. This is the key. This Queen of Cups is the key, I'm telling you. This is our connection to the Piscean energy and being the bridge from the old earth to new earth. As we know, we're ending the age of Pisces and we're entering the age of Aquarius, and we're transforming this shift through us. We are the bridges from old earth to new earth, but Pisces is leading the way in the transformation, and it has to do with the cups, but Scorpio is helping, as we know. And it's happening within. Something's being activated there, and we're going to find out what. Yeah. We go within. That's what the Queen of Emotions is here to show us. We're going back within. We're going to use our intuition, because this is about nurturing and seeking the information that we are seeking while we're doing that. And because I have a feeling we have to nurture in order to see this color. So we're going to be inspired by the night of inspiration, and we're going to see the color we need to see, and we're going to move forth with it. And this is within the dark. This is connected to where we're going within, and New Earth linking up the connections we're making with our soul tribe members through what's happening here. They're helping us to see other colors. They're helping us to see other colors and create with the elements. We're understanding something here. We've raised our vibration together, guys. Thank you for joining me to do this, to heal, harmonize, and raise the vibes. It means everything to me. Thank you. And the Muse of Materials. And that is the King of Pentacles. And we know we're expanding with the King and the Queen. And here is the thing. We're going to be continuing on understanding, going within here. This has to do with their growth, and now they're telling me to stop. This is the black and the white, the heavens, the earth, what they're showing me is being represented here, and the colors of life and the colors we need to see. So this is connected to these three cards. But we're seeing this within, we're creating this within. And this color is connected to a frequency. So this is a new frequency for us, and a new frequency to create with. And the Queen of Inspiration is creating with it. And she is connecting to the Emperor, and we're expanding this frequency. This frequency is being expanded, and it's connected to unconditional love. And I know, you know what, guys, we wanted to go within right away, but I was called to take a couple of little detours to make sense of it, and this is why. Because we are going to go within. We're going to follow our voice, and we're going to go within. And we're going forth with the Knight of Voices. And now you can see we have a white horse here. The dark horse is here to show us the frequency. The white horse is helping us to expand it. So we're going to go within, and we're going to connect to the High Priestess, and we're going to be using the Ace of Materials to create the Two of Emotions. And that's the Two of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. So we're grounding unconditional love. We're grounding this reflection that we've created from within to without right here. But remember, this is not the reflection we see in the mirror. This is the frequency of us, of loving us, of loving the divine, of loving Mother Earth. Like, there's a love in here, and it's unconditional, and it means something. And there's temperance. The masculine and feminine, the cups and the wands, the fire and the water coming together. Okay, so this is what's happening. Now let's just see what's being activated. All I know is we're gonna put something down. Yep, we're gonna put something down here. We have the 10 of Inspiration, which is the 10 of Wands. So we're gonna put down these 9 cups and pick up just this one picture. And this picture is connected to the King of Cups and very ancient information. That's where we see the color, and we expand the color. This color is connected to the child, the feminine, the divine, and it's being expanded with the masculine. And we go to the 10. But we're going to the 10 through the Ace. The Ace of Voices, the Sword of Clarity, the Sword of the Light. We're following our intuition. We're following our signs and synchronicities. We are creating the vibration of unconditional love. We're creating the vibration of peace and harmony for the all. For the one, for the collective. Guys, this is true. My body is reacting right now. I can feel it within me. I'm tingling everywhere. And this has to do with one of the most sacred spaces on the planet. And you know what? I've seen it before. those yes theory boys have gone there. And, you know, my brother's always throwing on yes theory. And I know it's part of my path for a reason. Because it's like, I see that they seek discomfort. I see, like, how they help people to expand. And they're doing it in their whole other way, in a whole different way. And they went to this site. And then all of a sudden, I was seeing, like, meditation music with it in. And I'm going to find out what it is. And we're going to discuss it. But it's one of the most sacred sites in the world. And I know it. It's on the top of my head. And there it is. We expand with our Fibonacci sequence and spiral with the masculine and feminine energies connected to create love, unconditional love with the divine, through the earth, through us, with our connections to the heavens. And that's what we're doing here with the Three of Wands and the Star. We are literally manifesting now from within to without as the lighthouse. And they've called me, you know what, we're gonna go within, and then we're gonna have a couple of other readings about meditation and the lighthouse. That's where I've been called to go next. All right, guys, let's see what's being activated. This is woo. Yeah, and there's the King of Cups and the Queen of Materials. So what's confirmed? We have the King and Queen of Cups. Wholeness achieved. Okay, now I've been called to go and grab specific cards. And some of them are connected to previous readings, but some of these cards are new. And I've been specifically called to grab these certain cards in order to make sense of the message that is being shared here today, because we need to go deeper. We need to go deeper into understanding what's happening. We're seeking knowledge. We're seeking knowledge in the unknown. And we're going deep within in order to expand it. So let's see what is being shared. Now we know that the sun called me in to do this reading and get a message from La Luna, as they are connected, and we can see there's so much representation between the sun and the moon and what they're helping us to achieve. And La Luna is connecting us to, we know, the indigo child, the child within. And the child within is connected to colors. And this is about some sort of new frequency that's connected to the vibrations that we are creating with the connections. So we're creating these vibrations through the connections. It's new because this is about expanding off of our Fibonacci sequence and spiral for all of the universe. We're all expanding together. So this is confirmation right there from that squeaky door. This is about what is new. So this is something new. And we need to activate this energy from within us. And it's connected to our DNA and the Earth's DNA. We're going to help to transition. Transition has everything to do with what's happening. We need to transition from the old to the new. We need to transition from the patterning we are creating with. And this is connected to light now. And the coloring that is created by the light through the vibration and the frequency equating to the energy that is being created. Because we know 3, 6, and 9. 3 being vibration, 6 being frequency, and 9 being the energy. And we must be in the energy of what we are creating in order to manifest it back to us. So we're going to transition. And it has everything to do with our karma. We're doing shadow work. The shadow work. We're facing the shadows. We're facing our fears. We're facing them head on. And the divine's also helping us. The divine is helping us to knock out the shadows. Thank you to the divine and the energy of lightning. The energy of a lightning is very, very important here on the universe. You can, if you're called, do some research on it. It will help you understand the path. Now, King of Swords. He's key right now in the shift. Thank you, Gemini. And there is a very important reason for that. And we're going to discuss it in a minute. The Master of Orbs is bringing his truth into the void. And we're going to talk about the void also in a second. And where we entered the void. Because we entered the void in the Eight of Cups. So we're bringing our truth into the void. We're bringing our truth into the heart of the matter. What we're creating. And the void is connected to the feminine energy and the sword being the masculine, the sun energy. So we're going to bring the sun energy within here. So we know the wands is father, cups, mother, swords, son, pentacles, daughter. Now, something's activated here within the orb. Our truth is set free. And look at that, we're expanding with our truth. And I want you to see now the masculine is creating with that sphere. So the masculine has now connected to the energy of the feminine. This is very key in the shift. This is going to allow us that high voltage horse energy in order to raise our vibration and expand. And that is thanks to the dolphin energy and creating with it. And that's what's happening. The masculine is now creating with the energy of the dolphin within this sphere. And we know we're not compromising our healing. We're not compromising our own health in order to heal and connect with others. Now we're expanding. We're starting to get it. We're starting to see the coloring we need to see. There's balance being restored through the dark and the light through us. And this has to do with crystal energy and the connection to the earth. And so here's our connection to the earth, crystal energy. And this is the energy to the 5D, the unknown, the 5D plus, the unknown, what we're expanding with, our intuition. Here's actually materializing it. Everything right now is connected to the chariot, and the chariot was in our last reading. It was in our messages, the new moon messages in Gemini. But I did not show it. It was on the bottom of both decks of the cards because we were running out of time. But of course, this makes complete sense. We need the balance. Right now is everything's about the center. The center of us and the balance between the dark and the light. So there's a balance with the dark. There's a balance of the light. And the center being us. We find the center within. And the moon is helping us to do so. And this chariot is taking us home to New Earth. And how we're getting there is we're going to do some ascension work. And that has to do with our connection to Gaia and the heavens through us. Now we received the world card, it's ascension in this deck, but the world card 4 times on the new moon in Gemini reading, the super new moon in Gemini reading. So this has to do with our new patterning and our knowledge, what we are creating in the sphere. And look, the inner child, we must set the inner child free. The inner child's key. And look, there is the connection to our ancients in ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, the cradle of life and civilization. Now, here is the other deck we also received this in. Look at that, whale, the all-encompassing. So now we're going to encompass the all. And this is the same card as the cosmic blueprint. They are the same card within this tarot, within the different tarots. Let me rephrase that and get that proper. The different tarots. And we know the cosmic blueprint is going to help us get home. It's connected to the Fibonacci sequence and spiral that we're expanding off of, as well as all the other elements, because we're uniting as one through the all, and we're connecting to the universe. Now, the cosmic blueprint is connected to the freedom horse, and that's connected to solar deity and that high voltage energy, the Merkaba, and the healing. This healing is connected to what's ancient. This healing is connected to us. This healing is part of our birthright, and it's been taken away from us through the matrix. And this is what we're doing. We're taking it back, baby. We're taking it back. We must go and use the energy of the high priestess. And this is our connection to the moon and Pisces, okay? Powerful psychic insights, reflections, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace, and we must be at peace. That is completely connected to Gemini and what Gemini is here to help us with. Thank you, Gemini. The creation of peace through the opposites. We're going to connect to the energy of Earth for this process. The Queen of Pentacles, it's very important for this part of the transformation that we are grounding it through the Earth, because this is about materializing the matter and expanding the energy. The connection between the masculine energy and the feminine, the matter. Now she is helping to create the Two of Cups. That's what she's doing within there. Confirmation for some more squeaky doors around here. I swear, guys, I need to oil my doors, baby. I need to oil them. Now, what we're healing from within here is our worry, our disconnections, the lack of that the Matrix has provided us with and programmed with for so long. What we're going to do is we're going to restore connection between us and the universe, between us and the divine. So it's all right now about the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Leviathans. So we're going to remove the charge that the Matrix, the connection to the Matrix. And what happens when we do so? This mechanism that is keeping us from connecting to true self, the child, the universe, and the divine. When we remove this mechanism, we're left with the body. And you can see it. There it is. And we need to connect to the body right now. We need to remove the charge between us and the Matrix and connect directly to the body. Now, this is going to make more sense in previous readings. Remember, we're building off of the knowledge we're seeking, okay, everyone? We're always building off of it. We're expanding off of it. Now, the body is connected to the 6th house in our routine, and that is where we're going to apply the spheres of knowledge to the cocoon over here. When we apply those spheres of knowledge, the information we are seeking to this cocoon over there, we expand. And we birth and create anew. And now we must know we've connected the masculine, the square, and the feminine, the circle. And we have created the whole. Because we need to transform. Now this has everything to do with the mind right now. The mind is getting in the way of the body. And this is because we've experienced a traumatic experience of some sort. It's our pain. It's our 3 of Swords. And our 3 of Swords is causing our brain to malfunction. It's being in protection mode. So our brain right now is constantly within the 5 of Swords energy. And the 5 of Swords is connected to the 5 of Wands, the active conflict. We're going to heal from that. Now here's the 5 of Swords, the 5 of voices in this deck. And look, it's keeping us separate. Our mind is naturally separating us. And that's what that 777 device is connected to. It's connected to what's keeping us separate in order to protect us, our ego. And this is the 3 of Swords, how we got there. The 5 of Voices started speaking to us because of the 3 of Swords, to protect us from ever feeling this way again. But we need to understand and evolve. This was an experience in order for us to create the whole. So we had the opposite experience within the negative in order to understand how to create the whole. So we're going to unseparate ourselves. And it's through the removal of that mechanism. And remember, we're going to get deeper into that as time goes on. This is about now the 2 of Vengeance and us and getting that mechanism to work. And we're going to go within to do so. We're going to connect to the other elements. Now through the 3 of Swords, we're going to connect to the 3 of Wands, our virtue, with the 3 of Pentacles, our works with our 3 of Pentacle pals. And this is connecting us to our abundance, the 3 of Cups. And the Three of Cups, we know we received it in this reading, is right there, our connection to the light. And that's going to help us to restore balance between the dark and the light, the sun and the moon. And we know it's all about a reflection from within to without through justice and the balancing of our karmic scales. It's about connecting to the dark, the void, because we're going to create a new now. So we're going to enter this void and create a new. But first, we must deal with our sorrows. We must deal with them, our disappointment. We're going to use the Swords energy. Thank you, Gemini. And it's all about science right now. We're going to use science to shift, to create the shift, to cut away what's not working, what's not of self, and move forth. Protect thyself. This is connected to the dolphin energy. We're going to go within. We're going to connect to La Luna, our divine blueprints. Because this is about our manifestation and the knowledge that we are seeking. This is connected to scribing, guys. This is connected to what we're doing here. I love it because, like, this is really it. This is what a seeker looks like. We're creating peace. This is all about peace at the end of the day. So we're going to use the King of Swords energy that we have already been blessed with. Once again, thank you, Gemini. We're going to connect to the Four of Swords, our truce. We're going to make a truce. We have to create the harmony. And that connects us to the Nine of Cups, our happiness. But this is about the threes. Look, the vibrations we're creating. Here's a 3, vibration. Here's another 3, vibration. Now, look, 6, frequency. Plus another 3, energy. The energy that we are creating now is happiness. And we're going to attract it back through us, through our aura, through our electromagnetic field. We just have to give it time to get there. Remember, there's a delay here. Right now, it's about the cup. It's all about the cup. 9 plus this cup equals the 10 of cups. We need to focus on the cup. And this is connected to that serpent. You know, we're not going to be that serpent that eats its own tail anymore. That's connected to karmic loops. We're exiting. So we're going to expand and heal. And that's by making connections. We're connecting with the other elements. We're destroying to create. Look at that infinity symbol. The lemon skate. We've got down here yin, yang, they're in flow. But we're connecting to all the other elements. And this is also connected to the eye. Something's being activated. And remember I told you the chariot's taking us home. This is the other deck that we were using for the super new moon in Gemini reading, and it was also there too. And look, we're doing new patterning here that's connected to the dark and the light. Look at it, and it's helping us to spiral out. And remember, it's taking us forth to new earth, and new earth is connected to the 10 of Cups, baby. Now, in order to get there, this is about the materials that we're using. And like we have just found out within this reading, we're going to be using new energy, fresh energy. And this fresh energy is taking us home to new earth. And look, we are the world. We are the children. Yes, I know I cannot sing a tune, but guys, it had to come out. We're raising the vibes around here. Everything is about the night of emotions. Love. Ooh, get back up here. Get back up there. Love. The night of emotions is love. Love coming forth. And this is much to do with the masculine energy coming forth because they've connected to the feminine. We're expanding. We're expanding from within. And remember, this is about what's new. We're not expanding off this Fibonacci sequence and spiral with what's old, or we're just going to keep going in the circle. We have to create a new, so we're going to keep expanding. So we have to allow the new in. That's really, the time we're in. So we're going to go within to expand. And that's going to connect us to this ancient, beautiful, sacred healing space. And I know where it is, okay, guys? We're connecting to Bhutan. And this is one of the only places that is carbon negative. And that means that this place is creating 3 times more oxygen. Did you hear that, guys? 3 times more oxygen. So this place is creating much oxygen for us to be able to expand life with, heal with, create happiness. We need oxygen to live. We need oxygen to thrive. And we know that our cities, our urban metropolises are tearing down nature. And we have less access to less and less oxygen in order to create our happiness with. Now, Bhutan is not doing that, as well as a lot of other things. And you know what, guys? We're going to be expanding off of this information within the future, because there's a deep connection to Bhutan and what is happening there and our transformation. And it's also connected to the triangles. Now, guys, these triangle shapes, spirit and the divine have been throwing them within my face, and I've been having visions everywhere. And we're going to discuss it here in a second as to what vision, what it's connected to. But remember, we're creating it here. We're creating it in the Ace of Voices. And that's the Ace of Swords, the gift of clarity from the divine. And it has something to do with nature and the oxygen we're breathing. And living high vibe. Because in Bhutan, they also live very high vibe. They are said to be the happiest place within the world. So they have the key. We're going to go within right now, because we're going to heal from the 7 of Voices. And now this 7 of Voices is connected to that device, the 7 of Leviathans, okay? Remember, we're destroying to create. And when we go within and we destroy that vice that is wreaking havoc and not allowing us to be natural and in flow, we're going to follow the Knight of Inspiration. And the Knight of Inspiration is connected to the Princess of Wands that is helping us to raise a vibration. We saw in the beginning. Now, this is connecting us back to Temperance, allowing us to create anew through the energy of the sun and the moon. And this is allowing us to awaken. We need to awaken to the balance. We need to awaken to what life is. We need to find the center within us. We need to awaken to the truth. And this is connected to the new frequency and patterning. And that new frequency and patterning is connected to the 10 of emotions, the 10 of cups. That's why we're working with our emotions. And this space is also connected to the 4 of inspiration and new earth. They're connected right now. And this has to do with our 3 of Pentacle pals and the people that we are linking up with to create the communities of new earth with. They're helping us to do this. And there is the restore and balance through the 6 of materials, the 6 of Pentacles. We're going to expand with what's happening here. And it's through us, the Ace. And you can see us. Look, we're coming to life. We're coming to life through what's happening. And it's all happening through the reflections. The reflections that are being created through us. Because we're seeing what needs to be reflected. And there we're creating with these reflections. And these reflections are connected to the 2 of Cups, the masculine and feminine, and our equality to end competitiveness. Now, this ties in to what La Luna has to say. And this is really big because I did not realize this even until just right now. Wow. The picture, which we know we received, that is showing us our connection between, oh, don't fall down, Scorpio and Pisces and the creation of the whole, is also connected to Cancer. And there we have it, guys. Triple water energies coming together. And we need all three water energies coming together. This is from Cancer to Cancer and our connection to Scorpio and Pisces. We have all the cups energy to create the whole, because we're going to add the swords to the cups. And this is connected to our passions. Now we're going to find balance through this energy, and this is what the moon has to share with us. This is connected to our last readings as well as information that they've asked me to share right now. Oh, this energy is beneficial. It's connected to Venus and Saturn. And it allows us to promote our studies, our divinatory studies, and clairvoyance, like the tarot. Wow. Like, just wow. So the divine's helping to amp up our gifts. And that's to connect with the stone. And that has to do with our ancients. We know what? Understanding that, you know what? There's so much that's not set in stone that we can create anew. And breaking away from what's not ours, our family lineage, to create anew, to create our own space, because it's not written in stone. We're going to destroy to create. What is written is within us. And that's with our connection to the divine and creating anew. And this is connected to those ancient tablets, the ancient information of Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt and what we were doing back then. We're expanding off of that now. It's like, I really feel like we're connecting straight back to that space that they were creating with now. This is connected to Guru, and that's our connection to Pisces and the child. Guys, and I really think a better way to explain this is, in the 3D, we can always destroy to create. But what is a part of us within that we're carrying with us of our light is a part of us within. And that's just more multidimensionality and understanding we're more than one thing, and building off of that and meditating off of that information and just expanding from it. All right, Guru. This is our connection to Neptune and the moon. And this is where we have to honor the inner child, because this has to do with our clairvoyance and psychic powers. And this is dealing with our spiritual matters. But if we suppress the inner child, if we suppress this energy, then it gets us back into escapism. It gets us back into addiction and self-harm, and we don't want to go there. We're going to find a compromise, and we're going to allow the inner child to create with us. A compromise between our mature self and our youthful self. And this is the key. This is the key to the fountain of youth. You want to look young, you want to feel young, set the inner child free. To find our compromise, Hecate is helping us. Hecate is the black goddess, and she is connected to Capricorn and the earth. And we know we're expanding from the devil energies and our connection to the Capricorn energy. As we are still separate and of self. But if we change the I to we have created connection, vibration, and we are expanding for the all. And we're healing from the devil energies. And this has to do with having the power to look in 3 directions at the same time. That's what she allows us to do. Look at the past, present, and future. But we're still stuck to the past. We're still clinging on to the past here. And that's allowing something that we need to see to remain hidden. We can't change the past. We must live in the present in order to let the future look after itself, okay? And this is all about our connection to nature and the earth. Capricorn seeks to establish order where there is confusion. And that's what's happening. Hecate is helping us to restore order where there's confusion. So she's helping us with her confidence. That makes complete sense now as to why they asked me to share the message of confidence after Hecate. She's helping us to restore our confidence. And we need our confidence in order to rebel. We're rebelling. We're going to go against the grain. This is fighting for our freedom. This is fighting against the matrix. This is fighting against the beliefs of old earth in order to create the new and have them to be accepted. And we need them to be accepted of self. So we need the energy of precipice. Now, precipice is key because precipice helps Mars join forces with Jupiter. That's what's happening here, because precipices are connection to Sagittarius, the south node of the moon, because the south node of the moon is in Sagittarius, and our connection to Jupiter and Mars. And Mars is connected to the masculine and aggression. And we know we're healing from aggression as well as our sexual energy, our sacral chakra. That's also going to help us with working with Mars. So Mars joins forces with Jupiter, and rather than is in conflict, gets excited about expanding towards our abundance. Everything that Jupiter has to offer. But this can be reckless. So what we need to do is not allow it to be reckless. We need to be holding strong and creating with integrity of the light. And what I love within this card is there's a direct connection. It says this looks like the sun, but it's actually the moon. So we're actually following La Luna. We're going within. And this is our connection to our authentic self. And yes, our instinct. So now we're following our instinct. We've healed something because we need our instinct in order to get home. That's connected to the butterfly knowing how to migrate home, when to migrate home, where are we going, the path we're taking. And this is connecting us to this energy right here. This is the red goddess, Virgo, and our connection to the earth. And this goddess symbolizes the loss of something that we once hold dear to us or is very important. But eventually what has been lost will be returned. It will be conditional and not quite in the way you expected. Now, there is going to be trickery involved in order to see through it, and that's the connection to that 777 device. We need to see through some sort of trickery in order to destroy it and get to the truth. The red goddess represents maturity and preservation through the application of a systematic approach. The nature of the earth in Virgo is to make sure that all the requirements of everybody are met so that things can fall into place to suit all connected. So we need this energy because it's for the all. All right? So now we're going to be challenged. The moon is challenging us. And this is the moon in air. The moon. And the moon is in air, right? We're working with air. And this is, we're being challenged to be a bridge from what's old to what's new through us. But that is offering us a solution. And once again, too, we're working with the energies of air. And that solution is connected to Lilith. We need this goddess. She's the first of the black goddesses. And she's connected to Scorpio and water. Lilith is helping us to take steps to survive courageously against all odds. Events and people may be currently creating an evil image. You will need to be prepared to go to the utmost of passionate action to achieve the desired end. You can sit back no longer. Change is inevitable, and that which is no longer useful must be rejected. Everything must be released to determine its worth. So now we're going to analyze it. We need to see, does this fit now? Do these pieces fit here? Because if they don't, they have to go. Lilith's role in death and rebirth seeks to clear away the accumulated rubbish of life to make room for the birth of the new. The cleansing nature of water in the passionate sign of Scorpio is to seek a challenge worthy of your power. And that's what we're doing. We are being challenged, but this challenge is worthy of our power, so we can see our power, so we can create with it, so we can set it free. Freedom. And that's connected to our principles and the earth. And everything right now has to do with our principles and the earth, and there is our connection to Gaia. There she is. that beautiful earth. And Gaia is our connection to the red goddess, Libra, and we're connected back to air to restore the balance. And we know Libra is helping us with our partnerships, restoring the balance of the karmic scales. Gaia reveals that you will go to extremes to protect that which is precious to you. You're going to have to take some drastic steps in order to protect that which you've created. Eventually, out of the extreme nature of your response, there's going to be good that is going to happen. She is the last of the red goddesses, and in her sustaining role, seeks to see both sides of the situation before taking empathetic action. We're going to weigh the pros and cons to make sure each decision is the correct one. And it's also, we're going to make decisions for life and all of Earth. So we're going to make a confession. This is connected to a confession. We need to make a confession, and that confession is connected to our truths and the trees of our truths and the connection between all of us, the masculine, feminine, the child, the earth, everyone here. So we need the energy of Kali. Kali's coming on down and she's coming on in. Now Kali's message is from fire. She's Sagittarian energy and another black goddess, helping us to destroy our life's debts from our self node. Kali revealing that whatever your opposition, you must pursue a policy of no mercy if you wish to achieve success. Action without inhibition is demanding you that you will need to be ruthless in sticking to your plans. However, we're not going to gloat over the defeat of our opponents, or something of value will be lost. And this is just, we're going to heal from the ego games in New Earth. We're not going to get torn back down and play back into them. Kali is here as she is the most dramatic of the black goddesses, and in her death and rebirth role seeks to destroy all that is thought to be a threat to survival. And there it is. The fire in Sagittarius searches for the ultimate truth, no matter how or where it is to be found. Well, thank you, Sagittarius. Thank you. And we know we need all of the elements. We need all of the energy, the whole entire soul, the zodiac, to transform and create anew. And we're doing it. This is connected to our achievements. Our achievements through the earth. And right now, this has to do with a negotiation. And that has to do with the peace being created. And my ear just got a ring and it confirmed right there. So this negotiation has to do with peace, the peace that's being created. So we're going to invest in ourselves. And the fact that we've done all this work of creating with our truths and removing the mask. That just didn't want to stay up there, removing the mask. So we've done all this work, guys. We've invested. We've done so much investing into this space. We're going to keep going. And we're investing in our individuality. That's what's happening right now. This is about our individuality. And when each of us removes our masks, all of our individuality is being released. And I really believe that is connected to what's happening here, what we're seeking. Because we're all going to be removing our masks and creating with authentic tune. And this connection that's being created, there's going to be because of the connections, there's going to be a new vibration that's being created and a new energy. And this is to expand off the Fibonacci sequence and spiral. And our individuality is going to help us with our impulse work. And our impulse work, we know this is working with the High Priestess. When we've done impulse work, we learn how to respond, not react. And if we can learn how to respond and not react, we can see so much of what we need to see. We can shift so much of what we need to shift. And we're really creating with unconditional love because we're giving ourselves time in order to respond and not react. And that really changes things. and allows us to heal from our competitiveness. And when we heal from our competitiveness, we're no longer separate. And we have restored the connections to our abundance through ourselves and the earth, thanks to the heavens. This is beautiful. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to all the energies coming into play in order to create this transformation. Now, main messages this is connected to. Here's the devil energies. And there's our connection to the butterfly energy. And it's key in helping us to get home. So we must create it. And we're going to create it through connection. So you can see this is the same space, same place. But look, it's reversed. This has to do with looking at the energy of the opposites and reversing something in order to see something to create the whole. And it has to do with the freeing of the feminine in order to speak our truth, to see the truth, to understand the truth, to have access to the truth. And then the feminine helps to free the masculine and do sacral chakra healing. We may have started off doing sacral chakra healing, but we're not finished there. We have to go back to the feminine, release her so she can help to finish releasing the masculine. And I really feel like we may have started off with releasing the masculine, but we had to revisit things and go to our truths to free the feminine, to then help go back and heal and free the masculine. We're always connected. There's a pathway that's happening here. And this is our connection right now to the muse of emotions. That's the Cups energy. And now we have all three in play. Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. And that's going to help us with our intuition, and what's being created within the void is going to be that much more powerful. And the Queen of Emotions. Queen of Emotions. Love, emotional intuition and intelligence, creativity, joy, and meaningful connection, relationships, self-care and self-love, feminine nature, the sea of emotions, accessing how you truly feel and sharing your love with others, creating from the heart. And that's key. We're creating from the heart. And this is connected to our tentacles of experience. Meditate on that for a minute. Hey guys, our tentacles of experience. And our tentacles are going to be receptors. Rising up from deep within the caverns of the ocean, this queen is connected to all that flows. She is the unconscious bridge between the spaces of the heart and the world that flourishes around her. Her watery nature invites you to flow into portals of self-discovery and work with your own waves to grow compassion and passion, and to connect back to your truest emotions. All of your emotions. She asks of you to seek this alignment so that your actions, words, thoughts, and breath all beat in the rhythm with your true feelings. We're coming into the rhythm of our true self. See yourself as you truly are and feel your essence as you truly feel. This nurturing, caring energy is one that washes away unhealthy attachments and bubbles down through the earth to create foundations of sacred space in relationships. It allows strong empathy without the energetic baggage of taking on other people's stuff. And it breeds intuitive creativity and small pockets of devotional joy. Fall into the Queen's flowing compassion. Like the sea, I flow in and out of breath, waiting in the lapping liminality of a heart's song. And when we connect with the King, everything just really changes, because the King is rinsing the shadows. And we know we've received this message here before at the full moon in Scorpio. And that's what we're doing. We're rinsing the shadows, because when we're in the energy of the muse of emotions, the king of emotions, it's connected to our compassion, our joy, the freedom to feel all the emotions as a way to self-discovery, transcendent states of bliss, meditation, inner calm and knowing, being totally in touch with your desires and with a balanced and peaceful emotions. And we're avoiding moodiness. But the key to it is we are encompassing all the emotions. We're accepting them all. We're surrendering to the fact that the lows create the highs. This is just, and what do we see from them? This is about how we learn. We're leaving nothing behind. We're just understanding. And it's also showing us how to steer clear from manipulation and moodiness within the future, and to create with the sweet waves of kindness, because those are the waves that are going to push us past the riptides. When we float by the riptides or pass through the riptides, that's where we enter the sandbanks of connection. And that allows us to explore our inner world with the gentlest of compassions. And we just accept what's true to our heart. And we use the healing waters of what is pure and love and help us head our way home. Now, they specifically asked me to go and get my moon deck, which I did, that I use for my moon readings quite often, much of the time. And look, there's a reflection here of what's happening. This is now connected to the swords and Gemini, because we need to add the swords to the water energies right now. The masculine energy of the sun energy to the mother energy of the feminine. Because we're going to heal from cruelty. And that's what the moon is helping us to do. Anxiety, cruelty, fear, self-sabotaging behavior. And in order to do so, it's all about the 7. And that's connected to that device, the 7 of Leviathans. So we need to create peace. And we're going to create peace. Remember, this is through the creation of peace. But we're going to deal, confirmation right there from that horn. We're going to create peace through dealing with our active conflict of the mind. And that's why this has to do with a recalibration between the mind and the body. But it's through the soul with the spirit. There's our peace. Sword of clarity for the 5D and the 3D. Now, how we're doing this within, okay? And remember, Gemini. Remember Gemini, okay? And we have 2 energies coming together. The energy of the opposites. Now, we have 2 swords here, okay? So, we're walking away. We're going to walk away. And we're doing this within from what doesn't serve us. And we're being called to the light. And that's our connection to the lighthouses. And being able to heal with our chakras and generate enough of our light within to without. And this is also connected to how we call each other home. The monarch butterfly. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to try to stay on target so this makes sense. We're playing authentic tune here. We're being called to play authentic tune. And that's connecting us to the 2 of Cups. And this is where we're healing. There is the caduceus. Right back there. And that caduceus, we're going to be having a reading directly dedicated to that after we go within. Look at our light within the cups. Look at the moon. Now, this is where I want you to go back to adding the sword within the cups and remembering that there's 2 swords right now thanks to the energy being in Gemini. And this is what they showed me. Within this lover's deck, you can see that the sword has been put within the cup. What is being offered to us right now is the energy of the opposites, each one of the twins having access to a sword. And them both using their swords, the energies of the opposites, access to the truth, and being able to put each sword in the cup. And that's the creation of peace. So there will be having access to 2 swords. And the sword within the cup is part of the path of the lovers. But we're going to have the sword within the cup for the masculine and a sword within the cup for the feminine. The clarity gained for both energies through this, thanks to Gemini. And this is how we're going to make best use from the energy. It's not going to be, one sword being brought forth at one time and another sword being brought forth at another time to find our clarity. No, we're going to find our clarity in the energy of the opposites right now, in the energy of the whole. So we're going to find our sword for the light. We're going to find our sword for the dark. We're going to find our sword for the 3D, for the 5D, for wherever you need to have it. We have double sword activation power in order to create the peace right now, thanks to Gemini. Thank you. This is what they've shown me. And right now, that's connected to the King of Swords. And we've received the message of the King of Swords right here within this reading. And the King of Swords is connected to the Queen of Voices. Now, this is where things get wild, because I've had a vision of the Queen of Voices and what's about to happen next. But before I share it, let's just get information on the King of Swords and Queen of Voices. The King of Swords, when seeing the shadows, what we're seeing, because this is how this energy is used to see the shadows. We're going to be able to see manipulation and conceit. Showing our intelligence can indicate a rigidness in thinking, tendencies to over-control, irrationality, being cold, and calculating. And that's in order to add our light. Intelligence, logic, rules, law, clear thinking, strong communication, and leading. Truth and proof, blending mental and spiritual pursuits, bravery, and courage. And this has to do with being intelligent and diplomatic. Even though he always seeks data and proof, he also knows that blending experience with inventiveness, or blending intelligence with emotional and spiritual energies, allows for well-rounded success. Be courageous in the pursuit of your path and find your own methodical, confident authority by knowing the way rather than just feeling the way. And now because we've applied the truth. We applied this truth to the situation. So we're knowing and feeling, and this is emotional intelligence. In the shadows, this card can suggest using knowledge to take advantage of others. With truthful communication, it's time to help others in a way that is honest rather than manipulative. Find wisdom in your experience and seek to become the success engineer of your life. With confident, clear thinking, you will find your success. And this is really melding together the masculine and feminine energies. But understanding this doesn't mean we're cutting off our intuition. No, we're still using that. It's a part of us. It's our sixth sense. I will make intelligent and wise decisions about my future. And that's all this is connected to. This Queen of Voices. Because this is where they showed me where things shift. And I got a vision of the Queen and the shape that she's creating with and being pierced by it. If you notice right here, she's creating the shape of a triangle, a tetrahedron. And we know that when we combine two tetrahedrons, we have the shape of unconditional love. And what they showed me was we're creating a tetrahedron, and then they showed me the tetrahedron piercing through me. And as the tetrahedron pierced through me, the bad energy went down the drain, because I was in the shower, and the bad energy went down the drain, and I could see that the light was taking it. And guys, you know what? As I told you, I never study any of my cards. I don't have time. I have other things. My goodness, I have so many other things going on. Freaking 3D burdens that I'm trying to heal from. And lo and behold, they told me to share this message here, and I was grabbing the Queen of Voices, and I looked, and there is the Ten of Voices. She sure looks like she's being pierced with the shape of a triangle and the pointy end of it, which is exactly what they showed me in the shower. So the Queen of Voices is bringing us forth in order to have our ending, in order to begin again. She's cutting us free from the past with our truth. The Queen of Voices, a truth speaker, an honest and astute leader, wisdom and ability to cut through the bullshit, clear vision and clear communication, wit, intelligence, good advice, strategic thinking. Thank you, Air Energy. Thank you for this gift. And this is being connected to the Lady of Liberty and freedom for all, equality for all, happiness for all. We are all one and we can enjoy the planet together. The Voice of Feathers. From the east, a wind picks up and she feels the rustle in her hair as her senses come alive. Her magic is a little more tangible than some of the other queens, and for her proof-seeking perception, she is grateful. She unfolds her wings of wisdom and knowledge and stretches looking out over her domain. Over her domain. She is the Queen of Voices, and she speaks with an intensity so very direct that it cuts right through to the heart of the matter. Her words, like those of an ancient soothsayer, are clever and rife with profound insight, and there, in the wake of a million fluttering clouds, she always seeks the path rooted in truth, integrity, honesty, and gentle knowing. She reminds you to be strategic and direct, to dispel clouded judgment, and to send tiny gusts of helping winds to those in need. Speak what is right with great compassion and honesty, and communicate your truth courageously. There is magic in truth. There is truth in my veins, where my blood speaks in soothe, and my mind has no veins. Wow. Now this ending is bringing us forth to begin again, and we're connecting through our ancients, through the past, through the cradle of life and civilization, Mesopotamia, and as well as the dawns of time. This is allowing us to go forth and cross that bridge. And we want to cross that bridge. We want to enter into New Earth. We're materializing it through the King of Materials, the King of Pentacles. But in order to do so, we must once again connect to the feminine, because we're freeing her, the masculine and feminine, to create equality. The Queen of Materials is mothering and nurturing. The energy of financial wealth, gain, unconditional love, prosperity, trusting in the universe to provide, lessons of lack and great abundance, earth energy, grounding responsibilities and comforts. And she's connected to the highway of fruition. Strong, loving, determined, courageous, this queen stands beneath a poster of her upcoming prosperity and ascension premiere. Look at her go. She sounds like a lady of New Earth. The other muses lovingly tease her about her larger-than-life self-promos, but she knows that she must walk the talk in order to model the path of self-love and self-acceptance. This is definitely a woman of New Earth, setting forth with her gifts and talents connected to the divine and the universe as a co-creator in order to inspire others to do the same, to walk their paths of individuality, uniqueness, their light, and expand and create anew and help us come back to the one through the all. She wants to nurture this in all of us, this path to wealth, health, and joyful abundance. And her unconditional love means she will always teach us how to do it for ourselves. Instead of simply gifting prosperity, she will shower us with warm, nurturous meals, freshly dried linens, and keep our spirits up as she offers limitless supplies of opportunities for comfort and security. Well, thank you. Thank you, Queen. She shares a message of being independent and accountable within her safety net of life. She reminds you to lean on family and nurture those around you, and to welcome in the prosperity and success that is yours for the taking now. self-made, and self-believed. She stands abreast herself achieved, an image of projected self of manifestation, dreams, and wealth. A deep investment of her caring and multitudes of joyful sharing, compassion hers, a special kind of earthly wisdom, set of mind. And that is a beautiful gift. And now we are connecting to the muse of materials, the king of earth. Abundance, earth energy, life, material success, the journey of creating prosperity, being able to provide for those you love, and the joy of life well lived, grounding into the earth, gratitude, comfort, wealth, health, and happiness. And I don't know about you guys, but that sure looks like this. This is connected to dirt magic. In the garden of life, she finds herself at a door. Above it sits the muse of materials, reflected in all of nature. She whispers from the flowers, the grass, the trees. She flitters among the birds and babbles in the creeks. The muse uses all of her materials of the earth to bring her world into form. She looks down and offers a lesson of manifesting and abundance. Sweet Creator, these things are yours for the taking and the using, the fusing and the gentle forming. Your harvest, little sprout, arises from the earth, so ground into her low humming energy, and breathe in her humidity and warmth. It's time to take another small step towards the gardens of life and commit to watering, healing, dancing, and loving as much as you can. Material success and joys are arriving. Seek the grounding energy of early delights. And I did not say that for no reason, guys. It's earthly, but I said early. And there's a connection to that, and we're going to find out what it is. Seek the grounding energy of earthly delights, knowing that your own fertile lands are blooming now. So mesh with me in this nest of wealth, a plentiful, snug nutrition. Absorb this magic, this garden of health. Walk the way towards certain fruition. So we're going to walk our way towards certain fruition and new earth. And remember now, I want you to see, we have all the elements at the table except we have not discussed the wands. So we're prepping everything up, and then we're going to add the spark. We're putting all the other elements into place, and we're going to add that spark, and we're going to set forth and just light it on fire, and it's going to expand with the father energies, and we're going to really see things shape shift, and we're going to light it up around here. And I can hardly wait to see when we're going to do this. But right now, remember, we're putting everything all into place. And La Luna's helping us to do that right now. And this all goes back to what's happening right here. That's why we need death, rebirth, in order to begin again. And that's going to be connected to the magician and manifestation and creating with and expanding with these new vibrations, frequencies, because we need new energy. Because we're going home to the 10 of Cups. And we're doing that through the energies of the earth. And soon we will add fire to expand anew. Wholeness achieved. That's what we're working with. Those are the energies we're working with. Now let's see what's being activated. The Magician, manifestation. Now, before we receive the message of the Magician, I just want to show you. They have specifically shown me that the Magician is connected to the Fool. And the Fool within this deck is connected to healing from the devil energies. You can see that he's met up with the devil. The devil's presence is greatly reflected through the imagery of this card. But now we're expanding anew, we're creating anew with a fresh approach, because through this experience, we're going to understand how not to get cut by the matrix. And if we do get cut by the matrix, or if we get cut through our experiences of pain, how to heal ourselves. And that is through the King of Swords, our connection to the truth through spirit. And we know that the King of Swords is where it's at right now, thanks to the Gemini energy. And we're rocking this, thanks to spirit and the divine. The Magician. Energy. The dream. A skilled and clever magician performs an occult ritual as energy pours from his extended right hand to erupt into a pillar of living fire. Like fire, this shaman can transform one thing into another. Water into a stream, clay into a brick, and fire into ash. While the Fool symbolizes unconscious knowledge, and that's why they asked me to say we're connected to the Fool. I love it. We're following our synchronicities and signs, and we're on point with that monarch butterfly going home. The Fool symbolizes unconscious knowledge. The magician is the embodiment of the conscious mind's ability to know and manipulate the physical world. Like the Fool, the magician wears a pointed hat, which alludes to our human ability to draw down the cosmic forces. But the magician's hat is swathed in layers of rich fabric, just as the pure energy of our being is wrapped in layers of flesh and blood, as well as thoughts and emotions. On his belt, he wears a pentacle, heart, sword, and wand as tokens of his mastery over the four elements they represent. Behind him stands a heavenly golden city. And there is our connection to New Earth, guys. Symbol of the divine origin of our desires made manifest in this world through the powers of thought. And there's our connection to the swords. He is the mediator between these two worlds. With initiative and cunning, he decides which ideas will be made real. And that's what we're doing. We're deciding which ideas are made real. The awakening. This is a time where your willpower is consciously and aggressively directed and can accomplish all that you can visualize. You are challenged to go forward into the world and use your skills and intelligence to do just that through your actions. Both you and the world is changing for the better. Make magic. Guys, Mamma mia, there is so many messages towards the times we're at. The enchantment. Prepare an altar upon a red cloth. Place there a cup of water, a burning white candle, and a knife, and a crystal or a special rock, all representing the four elements of the tarot. Set the magician card amongst these tools. Now concentrate upon wish, that which you want to manifest. And this is all about how to discover energy and resources that are going to help resolve our situation favorably. And we're going to learn how visualization can help manifest our dreams. And that's really true, guys. This is not hokey pokey. Visualization is a manifestation tool. And that's why we need the Piscean energy also, and to connect to our dreams, to expand off of them. And Scorpio helps with us too, as well as Cancer. You know, triple threats here that we're creating with the energy of Gemini, the lovers. Like, wow, this is just incredible. Incredible. This is also connected to infinite energy of the universe with visualization and taking stock of our resources and how to use them to manifest, to create what we're seeking, because this is not about being in control, but being in charge of our ship. So we need to understand how to be in charge of our ship, the direction in which we are going. So we have to understand what's happening here. Holy wow. Okay. All right. No. Okay. I'm being called to get a message from La Luna and then to go here. And that's connected to our Ten of Cups. The Magician is connected to the Ten of Cups, our resurrections, death, and transformation, and the Monarch Butterfly. And now, guys, we're creating the proper frequency now. At this point, that's what being activated. We're creating the proper frequency in order to go home. It's like we've been discussing. The butterfly knows where to migrate at what time. That's what we're understanding. We're understanding now where to migrate at what time to connect up with who we need to connect to make our Ten of Cups. That's what they're showing me, to make our Ten of Cups. And that's what we're doing. Flipping beautiful. Okay. When I let others shine, I shine too. And there it is, guys. Remember, this was the key. This was the key in shifting everything. When I let others shine, I shine too. Shine. When I let others shine, I shine too. Women all over the world are rising up, shining brighter, and letting their voices be heard. As sisters, mothers, daughters, friends, and lovers, we can celebrate our differences while strengthening our inherent sameness. Intuition, creativity, receptivity, courage, nurturing, sensuality, wisdom, healing, understanding, and our connection to the moon. You are a vital part of this rise. Encourage others to shine bright and give yourself permission to do the same. When you admire another person, it's a direct reflection of your own beauty and potential. Choose to be inspired by her light and send a warm smile her way. Comparison is toxic, dulls your shine and sends out a message of inadequacy. Instead, recognize that you are a family and witness each other's divinity with love. You will instantly uplift you both while increasing your own freedom and magnetism. Guys, this is all of our answers. This is all of our answers right here in this beautiful oracle from the moon. This is about we're going to connect and uplift all. We're ending competitiveness. So we all must shine, and we're going to admire how we all shine. There's going to be something there in New Earth and what we're doing to connect here with our Three of Pentacles pals. We're going to start admiring each other and what we're doing, and that's going to create new patterning and a shift right there. We're going to be inspired by others and how they're creating and with their light. And we're going to witness others' divinity. We're going to witness others' divinity through these connections and also through ourselves. And this is going to uplift and increase freedom and magnetism. And we need magnetism to go home. This is also healing from our truths and the feminine energy having that chain around her neck. And we're setting ourselves free with our truths. We're cutting ourselves free. We're going to celebrate our differences while strengthening our connections. Thank you, La Luna. All right. One more message and we're going to say goodbye. Okay, we're getting 3, but I'm feeling called to do so because we are connecting of the 3s. The eyes of the heart. Today I perceive the real beauty of every person I meet. With the eyes of my heart, I see behind the personality, and I focus on the energy of love that dwells beneath the surface. I am filled with wonder at the presence of God in every one of us. The eyes of the heart allow me to see the divine shining everywhere. And that's letting others in. And that's creating and connecting to the vibration and frequency of unconditional love. And that's what we're doing with our Soul Tribe members. Right here. We're connecting through us, guys. Thank you. Way to go. And guys, be proud of yourself for that too. And this is all thanks to La Luna. She's pulling us together right now. The divine feminine energy is pulling us all together. Discovering. Today I release my old beliefs, convictions, and preconceived notions. In their place, I seek new ideas, innovation, and endless possibilities. I am adaptable. I am able to see beyond my previous limitations and discover greater worlds inside of me. And of course, there's going to be noise in the background when this is getting to be so important. I discover who I am. Today I discover the riches that lie within me. I acknowledge my true self. I see myself as an unlimited being, and I marvel at the beauty of my life. I recognize the wealth of possibilities available to me as a being of light. As I learn who I am, I recognize the divine within me. I want you to see, guys, look, masculine, feminine connected. And remember, the masculine is helping to set the feminine free. And there it is. And then the feminine helps the masculine. And the equality is created. And that's what we're doing. We're discovering, because we're feeling safe to connect. As we feel safe to connect with others and ourselves and the divine, we're blossoming. We're growing. We're discovering who we are. And this is the creation of our authentic tune with unconditional love. And that's what's happening. We're creating our authentic tune and we're mixing it with unconditional love. And that's the frequency, and we're expanding with it. And now I can hardly freaking wait to go within and see what's happening as we expand. Much love and healing vibes sent your way to create with today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.